Alright folks, how's things? My name is David and welcome to the first proper video on this channel. I thought it was finally time to kick things off and actually introduce myself in the project that I've been working on for the last year. So for anyone new here, and that's going to be basically everyone because this is the first video content I've done speaking about the project, I'm a guy who's always done a little bit of everything. I started writing music when I was a teenager and I kept writing as I got older, but started drifting into short stories, supernatural writing, fantasy stuff. I'm a big gamer, I love comic books, I love fantasy games, tabletop games, computer games, anything that's got a deep interest in lore I want to be part of. So over the last year, one of those stories has started shaping itself into something much bigger, a supernatural-noir, post-collapse graphic novel series set in Scotland called SAORSA. So SAORSA is a supernatural-noir story set in Scotland, like I said. Think Scottish folklore meets modern mystery. It's gritty, it's grounded, and it's full of characters dealing with things humans were never meant to understand. Now, in this world, after something called the collapse, which we'll get to later, it didn't just break society, it cracked something much older and something much more dangerous. At the centre of it, we've got Ewan Morton. Think Constantine meets Martin Constant, a self-proclaimed supernatural warrior who mostly uses fake charms to con terrified people out of money to feed his habits. And then there's Amy Wilson. She's the heart of the story and pretty much everything that Ewan isn't, but we'll get more into characters later in other video series as I get them released. Together, they get dragged into a world of Gaelic spells, ancient rituals, and the truth behind what actually happened when the world fell apart. It's very Scottish, it's a bit bleak, a bit funny, it's rough around the edges, and it follows broken people dealing with grief, guilt, survival, and maybe finding a bit of hope in the ruins. So, where did it all start? I'm one of those people, I need to be doing something constantly. Gaming, reading, watching, writing. I do not do well with idle hands. As you can see, I can't even stop moving them as I'm talking to you right now. But over the years, I had little dribs and drabs of stories, nothing fully formed, but loads of similar themes and similar characters kept showing up again and again. And one day, I just pulled it all together and I carved out the best bits. By the end of it, I had two characters and a narrative that worked. Over the last year, I've been slowly piecing everything together, building scripts, lore, backstories, spent an obscene amount of time inside Microsoft Word. So where am I at today? In a good position. Issue number 1 is done, Act 1 is fully drafted. The bigger news and the reason it feels that this is the right time to start talking about SAORSA and start talking about it as a feasible story that can get told and created is that we now have an artist officially on board. He is working on concept art, character models, cover ideas, environmental scenes, all the things that make the world on the paper start to feel real. We've got a Kickstarter launching on February for issue number 1 and the press kit's gone out. We've got a couple of podcast appearances lined up for closer to the launch. So the community and the world around SAORSA is starting to shift from something that lived in my head to actually having weight behind it. So here's what this channel is going to be. Me documenting this SAORSA graphic novel project from scratch, and I'll be honest, it's going to be very messy. I am not a comic book writer by trade. I have no experience in the comic book world. I'll be navigating all of this for the first time. I'll keep you updated on project status, world building, how the Kickstarter is going, the good stuff, the bad stuff, and I'll probably make a fool of myself along the way as I am known to do from time to time. This won't be perfect and it won't be straightforward, but hopefully by the end of all this, we'll be holding issue number 1 of SAORSA in our hands. So if you're into Scottish folklore, supernatural stories, indie comics, or if you just want to watch me fumble my way through this process and see how stupid I can really get, stick around. There's going to be a lot happening over the next few months. Tomorrow I'll start the first proper diary entry where we'll talk about what influenced SAORSA, and we'll maybe even turn on what the word SAORSA means. And hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. This is how I have seen that it's pronounced, but I know other people have other ways. And with that, thanks for watching. I will catch you later.